Hey guys, it's me, Darth Corruptus here, and today I'm going to be reading a fan fiction, a Percy Jackson fan fiction actually, by Nuts of the Chest. Shout out to him for allowing me to read this for my YouTube channel. I will put a link to him in the bottom of uh, in the description below. Please check him out only if you are 18 plus, because there are some sex scenes. I'm gonna skip those so I don't get demonetized. Yeah, but this is still gonna be a rated T for teen and everything like that, you know? But yeah, shout out to him. Thank you a lot, Mr. Nuts of the Chest, for allowing me to read this. He has a lot of stories and he's my personal favorite one, but this is a Percy Jackson fanfic. This one is Mortality the Immortal Watcher. Mortality, Percy, as in Percy Jackson, is the enigma, fuck English, of life and death. He is the first human to ever walk this earth, but he is forever bound to the realm of the living, cursed to roam for eternity in his body that cannot die. But with a new threat coming over Olympus from the fates themselves, will he be enough to save Olympus, or will he just watch the people who enslave him burn? This is a okay sized one. There's 32 chapters, 200,000 211,592 words. I'm recording you too, so shushy shushy. Review 700's favorites. Shut up. No, because I'm reading, you fuck. I'm sorry about this, you people. So anyways, let's go in. Oh yeah, disclaimer, I do not own Percy Jackson. Good point. I do not own this story. I do not own any of the characters in this. The characters that are not from the Percy Jackson universe itself, from the books, belong to Nuts of the Chest. So yeah, I do not own any of this shit. Alright, author's note. I'm gonna skip those cause he's done writing this. It's not a completed story. He left like halfway through, but that's okay. Anyways, let's get starting. Third person point of view. Mortality. A simple but very confusing word that many might think that is a simple thing, but they wouldn't be wrong if they did think it was a simple concept. Mortality is the state of being subjected to death, or, in simple terms, you can die. Mankind does its best to put this word in the back of their mind, for all people who are subjected to mortality fear it. But who does not fear death? Humans and animals are all the same in this aspect. Death is the last thing on their mind most of the time, but when a time comes and their lives are threatened, that it is only that it is the only thing on their mind and how to prevent it. But even in this state, humans fear death more than anything, to go as far as cause deaths of others to protect themselves from death. Death to humans is the last stop, and they want to prolong that stop as long as they can. Even with all of our knowledge of the human body after death, it is a mystery, unknown to men and women across every galaxy and every universe. The concept of death is like that of a closed door. We do not know what is on the other side, only until we open it and find out. The only problem is that once you have opened that door and passed through the door, you cannot go back. However, there are some who look at this door and laugh, since they will never have to open it themselves. These people are called immortals, people who have everlasting life and do not fear what cannot reach them. This door is a joke to many of them, as a concept they never have to worry about since they cannot die. However, some immortals know that even with death no longer available to them, there is an even worse fate, fading. This is what one might call a true death. No afterlife, no rebirth. A death in which no one pure immortal can escape. But thankfully to fade, it takes considerable variables to do so to an immortal. Even getting tossed in a volcano cannot cause one to fade, but simply reform since their body was destroyed, but their soul remains alive. But to want, but to make one fade is to destroy the very soul of an immortal. For an immortal can live without a body. A body of a true immortal is nothing but a device to allow them to interact with the human world. But there are still a few immortal that are cursed to fear death, even if their age is not a problem. These few and rare immortals are still called half-immortals. They are simply a human gifted with everlasting life of a true immortal. But a human cannot become a true immortal, for the true immortals would never allow a simple mortal. Shit, this is a lot of fucking mortal. Um, into their personal realm, but only a taste of it. You can almost say it is like the crumbs of a fine mill that slipped away and fell to the ground. But these half-immortals are very limited to few in the world, such as the hunters of Artemis. The Harters of Artemis. Blah. Um, a group of 13-year-old girls. Wow. Oh, hold on. Why? She's an anus. Okay, right, so let's do this. Hey guys, sorry about that. Let's just say I had some issues with a chick, so I was just bringing that up since I'm still in school, you know. So I was just bringing that up with, security and all that good stuff. Fuck no, she's ugly as bitch balls. I want to fuck her with a 50-foot dildo. So anyway, sorry about that. Let's try to find where we were. Okay. What? No, I sat in a seat.
I guess you gave her a bad vibe.
Yeah, except for the fact that I've been sitting there since last year, and she's like, "This is my seat now, bitch." Kick. Anyway, so let's get back to this. Yeah. So hold on. Okay, right. All right. Let's just start at this. But these half immortals are very limited to few in this world, such as the hunters of Artemis. What the shit are you two doing? A group of 13-year-old guys, since I can't show you, I'll tell you what they're doing. They're sitting in their chairs and they're moving, and they're like fucking humping the air. One of them's humping at his brother. The other one's humping at me. Help me. Help me. The circle of gay has been completed. Illuminati confirmed. No.
I can tell you now, he's gonna get lost in the forest. Start calling for help.
Help me.
Silly calls from the computer. It's okay to.
Yeah, in case you're wondering who that is, he's a serial rapist. He likes to rape cornflakes. Yeah, I know what I'm going to be cutting out of this. A group of 13-year-old girls, wow, perverts, that travel across America with the goddess of the...
Each one of these girls from this stalker.
No, he's going to be fucking a couple of them. Not really, no, he's going to be fucking Artemis. Yeah, those parts are not going to be included in this. I do not want to have to put in able age restrictions on this, so I'm going to skip those parts. But anyways, she is one of the few She is one of the few gods left that Zeus allows to turn humans into half-immortals. Still, even then, she takes precautions in turning humans into immortals. You must be wondering though, you seem to make it as if the gods themselves are not immortals. Well, you would be wrong. They are simply the third and last category, what the fuck, of what an immortal can be classified as. From the bottom up, you have half-immortals, true immortals, and finally godly immortals, like my penis. Beings that
Like to make a deal with the devil.
talk to my penis.
The devil don't talk there.
It is when my dick's the size of the planet. Um, anyways, getting off of that. What? Fuck you. And finally, godly immortals, beings that possess the power to bestow the power of immortality, and even then, some to the beings of this universe. They, unlike the true mortals, are nearly 100 times more powerful. What?
Have you ever done a reaction video before?
No.
You should.
I may be doing a 50-50 challenge, but first, face cam, second, Darth Revan mask, so...
You don't even have to worry about
Um, um, by the way, those true immortals will be primortals, like Chaos, Orionis, Gaia, Nyx, Erebus, you know, those people. I know a lot about Greek. They are the beings that hold the world in their hands and decide its path and how the humans advance. They are the beings that change the world for the better or worse. They are the cause of wars. They are the cause of peace. They are the gods of Olympus. That's not true! That's not true. Okay, I'm gonna go jump off the... Hello, Akbar. What?
Goodbye, my friend. See you.
Welcome to Oliver Akbar, restaurant. How may I take your order?
I will send you the video of jumping.
Alright. I would like one order of jumping off a cliff, 5 orders of C4, and
One body bag to go.
yeah, one body bag to go, please. Thank you. That is one order of jumping off a cliff, 5 orders of C4, and one body bag. That will be $573,000.
He's gonna make an epic scene.
Epic scene. Oh, he's playing a mobile game.
Oh shit, I know that game. It's a pain in my ass.
Yeah, so, whatever.
So wrong.
But even with a rule over everything in this world, there are a few things even they cannot control. Beings that were born far before them. Okay, fine. These are the primordials and live centuries in hiding far from civilization. These are the beings are long in sleep. They live in their dreamless world of darkness, away from the world around them. One reason is because a dreamless sleep is the closest thing they can come to death, since even they fear the permanent death of fading. Second is because if they wake, their very presence will attract the world to stand on. Skies would turn black and seas and oceans would turn to poison. Light itself would vaporize the surface of the planet and nightmares would become reality. For this reason, they sleep or take refuge deep under the planet's crust, away from everything. Double deep dish pizza. But some still are
I'll
awake.
be ordering that when I die.
Yeah, are awake, but simply partake in the duties that their domains demand of them. You must be wondering, what am I getting at? Well, let's make a recap of a few simple words put into sentence. Humans are prone to die, gods and immortal are prone to live forever. Half immortals can live forever but die by a sword. The Olympians control who lives and dies, being so powerful they could destroy the world, live deep in the crust, and most sleep to this day. Damn. No wonder I'm so tired. But how does this all fit together? Well, that is where I come in. My name is Percy Jackson. I am the enigma to these rule that has been set by chaos herself. I am the definition of a rule breaker, to say the least. And I cannot say I am one to deny such a fine title. But back to the main point at hand. Where do I fall in this place in all this information? Well, I'm glad you asked because in Tale I will explain how I fall into this place. They can only be called Perseus Jackson. But let us begin our journey to the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the end of the year. In. Okay, I'm gonna go kill myself. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. What the In case you guys didn't hear, he was like, I've never heard, I can't replicate that. But anyway, so, uh, but let us begin our journey. Don't unplug me, my computer will die. Yeah, no, uh, uh, let us begin our journey at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the end in the year 3000. Okay, there, I did it. In the one place that I can be me without worry about some certain deities bothering me. Unfortunately, those certain deities didn't quite get the memo. Line break, location, question mark. Artemis, point of view. My lady, I have the report that you wanted. I don't know why I became Russian. I heard as I looked up from a map that laid flat on the table in my tent. As I looked up, I saw my hunter's leader. Her name was Zoe Nightshade, but currently you could almost not tell it was her as she was in one very large and poofy white coat. To be precise, what the fuck? To be precise, it was a polar bear skin parka, currently the ones we purchased to make a trip were 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 not sufficient for the weather we were in. She just pulled down the hood to reveal as it revealed the newer winter coat underneath it, along with a pair of goggles from her nose which was slightly frostbitten. I could tell even with all the extra clothes it still didn't protect her nose. She didn't keep the goggles on long though as she reached up and pulled them off with her second hood which was silvered. As she did, it revealed deep charcoal black irises and the face of a Persian princess. Thank you, Naomi. I'm not gonna like do those voices though all the time. I said as I took the frost-covered file from her and set it by a couple others I have, as Zoe just stared down at the map. It took me a minute to notice that she hadn't left as I looked back up to her with an eyebrow raised. Is there anything else that I can help you with, Zoe? I asked as she shuffled in the spot for a second as she cleared her throat. With all due respect, my lady, some of the girls are beginning to wonder if what we are doing here is worth the effort, she said quickly and quietly as she looked down as I sighed. Well, I wouldn't want to spend my summer in the coldest place in the world, but it must be done. Why do you think I allowed you all to age to 18? I asked her as she couldn't find an answer. Indeed, it is rare for Artemis to age her hunt to fit circumstances. Situations. Oh, whatever. Being in Antarctic was one of those situations. Also, why are you looking at a map of Antarctica without all the ice? Asked Zoe as she looked at the map in front of me. Indeed, it was this continent without its icy layer. Special order from Athena, I might add, because the person we're looking for isn't dumb enough to hide on the top of the ice, I said as Zoe raised an eyebrow. What type of person has the resources to drill a hole in the land of the Arctic, of Antarctica? She asked as I smiled, as an old thought crossed my mind. The very person we are looking for, I said as suddenly my door was thrown open by a hunter gasping for air as the icy wind, oh this is the hilarious part, blew in. I just grew worried. Face as the hunter was helped off the ground by Zoe as I walked over and closed the door as the icy air was cut off. Atlanta, what is wrong? Asked Zoe as she sat the young woman in a chair as she pulled off her two hoods and goggles as Atlanta looked at me with panic eyes. Ba 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 ba. But she couldn't get it out as I motioned for Zoe to move as I kneeled in front of her shivering body. Atlanta, listen to me, I said as she nodded quickly as she looked into my eyes. I need you to take deep breaths. In and out. In and out. In and out.
What are you reading?
I'm not even doing the fucking sex scenes, so fuck up. Hey, shut up. Oh, I own that book, you know that. Boom.
Yep.
And I've read it like 5 times. He's reading Reven. Great story. Reven. You call it Reven. I'll call it Reven. It's potato, potato, tomato, tomato.
Yeah, here you got some.
But anyway, so
I also have The Sea.
I've owned that for years. It's a good book. We're talking about Star Wars books right here. Anyways, I'm recording
Question, should I get the Darth Bane trilogy?
Darth Bane trilogy. Fuck yes, it's amazing. People,
Because
if
I am
if you
planning
like
on
Star Wars
to
reading,
learn more about the rule of two.
do it, do it. You don't really learn too much about it, but it does teach you a little bit like who created it. And just so you know, people, here's a quick trivia fact before I get back to reading. Anyways, here is how it went. Darth Bane created the rule of two. Then his
I
apprentice
know
was Darth
exactly.
Zena, and then Darth Zena's
I know how it.
apprentice was Darth Cognis.
Yep.
That's not important to the plot line.
And also, and also, Revan proposed the rule of two.
Not really.
Movie coming out. Well, he came
What?
up with the idea.
Split?
21 personalities.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's coming out this month.
It looks interesting.
I feel like I should go watch it.
I think I should too. But anyways, let's get back to recording. I'm not going to be able to do much. I'm sorry, this is going to be a really short thing. Usually I'm going to record like a chapter or 2 chapters or something like that. What?
Just do it on your free time.
I don't have free time, so fuck you. But so I'm going to like record after school for a while. Anyways, thanks for reading. And anyways,
Is he freshman?
okay. No,
No,
I'm a sophomore.
sophomore.
Yeah, no, I don't. Anyway, so no reasons. Now I'm going back to the story. As I said, as did as it says that, but I'm gonna do as I did the movements myself, as Atlanta did them as well. But as I watched my extremely scared hunter calm down, I shot a glance at Zoe as she nodded. Quickly, she put on her goggles and pulled back on her two hoods and rushed out the door. As the door shut, I turned my attention back to Atlanta, as she seemed to have calmed down. Now I need you to tell me what you saw, I said, as I knew she was just on Boulder Patrol. Really big penguin! Yelled a voice outside as I raised my eyebrow, as Atlanta nodded her head vigorously. But then I noticed she wasn't scared, she was freaking out in enjoyment. Then I forgot that Atlanta was what you would call a penguin fantic, or anything with feathers and looked cute. Atlanta was all about it. She had only seen pictures of the flightless bird, and right now I bet she was in heaven. You have got to be kidding me, I said as I hung my head down as Atlanta began to giggle. My lady, you have to see him. He's so cute, she said, grabbing my arm as she pulled me to the door, and I didn't try and fight back, luckily for her and my own persona secret. I found the penguins very cute and cuddly. Anyways, that's it for today because it's getting kind of loud. Anyways, thanks for watching. Adios.